Today I'm going to tell you why high-performing professionals are secretly falling apart and what's causing it. I know what it means to operate on a very high level. Unfortunately, that comes at a cost. Your body is breaking down, but you are ignoring it. You're pretending it's not happening, but the signs are there. The headaches, the brain fog, the sleepless nights, the bloating, the energy crash in the afternoon. These are signs that something is not right in your body. But what nobody's telling you is that it's not stress, it's not a part of your work, and it's not your workload. It's metabolic dysfunction. And if you don't know what that is, you're gonna keep suffering. I am Dinka Kostovar, former Hollywood visual effects lighting artist turned functional nutritional therapist. I used to work for big studios like Sony, DreamWorks, Disney, Digital Domain. And in 2003, I created the giant wave that hits New York City in the blockbuster film The Day After Tomorrow. It was groundbreaking technology, a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. Probably the same kind of pressure you are under right now, no matter what industry you're in. And that same pressure, it almost destroyed me years later. Not because I couldn't do the work, it's because my body simply stopped working. So today I'm going to show you why brilliant professionals are falling apart, and most importantly, what you can do about it, while sharing some never heard behind the scenes stories from my days in the movie industry. So it's 2003, I'm a Digital Domain in Los Angeles working on The Day After Tomorrow. My job, create a massive wave that destroys New York City. A wave so realistic that audiences would believe they're watching real footage of Manhattan being swallowed by the ocean. Nobody had done water like this before, not at this scale, not with this level of photorealism. We were inventing the technology as we went. And remember, this is 2003, no AI, no tutorials on the internet, nothing. And we had 4 months to do it. That's like being asked to build a skyscraper, except you have to invent concrete first, and you have 4 months to do both. And not only that, this was my first project out of college. On Friday, I was packing to move to LA, and on Monday, I was given the task to work on the wave. It was absolutely crazy. The first time I saw the storyboards, the previs, I felt that thing probably you know, that cocktail of terror and excitement, that voice that says, this is impossible. But if anyone can do it, it's you, and you really don't have a choice anyway. I'm sure you know that voice, the one that's gotten you every big project, every leadership position you've ever held. The one that whispers, push harder, sleep less, prove yourself. So I pushed, especially when this was a chance of a lifetime to make a name for myself in this very competitive industry. So I met my team, the most brilliant software developers, shader writers, and effects artists. And we start building custom simulation tools from scratch, writing code that had never been written, solving problems that had never existed before. The computers we had, not powerful enough, not even close, which later I understood is the norm for visual effects. We always push the software and the hardware to its limits. So we'll set up renders overnight. I would come in at 6, 7 a.m. to see if they would complete it. Half the time they would crash. I'd restart them, go to meetings with the director on Emmerich, try to explain why we didn't have results yet. Then I would go back to my desk and start again. 12-hour days became 14, 14 became 16. I stopped going to the gym, I stopped cooking, started eating whatever was the fastest. Bagels at my desk, pizza during late-night render reviews, energy bars. I would love the energy bars. It's like the fastest way to feed yourself between meetings. And I told myself, it's temporary. Once this project is done, I'll rest. Sounds familiar? I'm sure it does, because this is what every high performer I work with tells me. You might be in a different industry. Maybe you are running a company, you're in the middle of a merger, you're closing a deal. Different industry, same way of operating. And you just tell yourself, I just need to push through this. And on the other side, I'll be fine. I'll take care of myself. I'll do whatever it takes. Except your body doesn't operate on your ambitious schedule, on quarterly deadlines. It operates on biological timeline. And biology always collects its debt. Trust me, I've learned this the hard way. And later when I studied human biology, this all made total sense. 2 months in, I started waking up with headaches. Not the kind you take an Advil for and forget about it. I had a huge bottle at my desk and I was taking them like candy, but they were not helping. This was the kind of headache that sits behind your eyes like someone is pressing their thumbs into your skull and often lasted most of the day. I would lie there in the dark, already dreading the day, already exhausted and thinking, I haven't even gotten out of bed yet. Why am I this tired? But I would get up anyway, drink coffee, go to work. The headache started coming more frequently, 2 days a week, then 3, then almost every day. I remember one afternoon staring at a simulation that wasn't working and I couldn't figure out why. I knew the shader inside and out, I knew what the water should look like. This was my specialty. There was a whole section of the shader named after me, but I kept reading the settings over and over, unable to see the problem. So one of the developers walked by and spotted the problem in 30 seconds. I felt humiliated. What's wrong with me? I used to be sharper than this. Then there was the bloating. My stomach would swell up every afternoon no matter what I ate. And the irritability, all the irritability. My team would ask reasonable questions and I would snap at them. Producers would request an update and I would feel this rage inside my body. I would apologize later, of course, blame it on stress. But inside, I was terrified. This isn't me. Who was I becoming? I was overstimulated, overworked, undernourished. And I still remember, I actually tried to stop coffee to help the situation. And a colleague of mine told me he actually liked me much better off the coffee because I wasn't as irritable. So I was becoming someone I wasn't. So I know how you feel, sitting at your desk behind closed door, having a headache, feeling exhausted, looking in the bathroom mirror at your eye bags and your face, feeling very tired, seeing how tired you are and looking older than just a couple of years ago. Snapping at your loved ones, your partner, your kids, and you know that feeling of becoming somebody you're not. And then you Google up symptoms in the middle of the night. I've done this so many times, but you're not finding anything. Nothing. There is nothing that sounds like you because you are functioning. You're not sick. You're functioning. You're performing, but you're not feeling good. You're not feeling good in your body. And so doctors dismiss you as too much stress, but actually that's not really helping you. And you feel miserable from the idea that you're failing at the most basic thing, living in your body. But I'm here to tell you that you're not failing. Your body is here to save you. 4 months into production, we were behind schedule. The director was furious. The studio was threatening to bring in another team. My producer and supervisor pulled us into a meeting and said, if this doesn't work, we are done. So I did what I had to do, what you would have done. I pulled 2 all-nighters in a row. I stayed at the office for 48 hours straight, surviving on coffee, sugar, and adrenaline. I barely ate, I didn't sleep, I just worked. And we got the simulation and the shaders working. The wave looked incredible, photorealistic, powerful, terrifying. I should have felt triumphant. Instead, I felt nothing. I was so exhausted that I didn't even remember driving home at 3 a.m. But I do remember the headache that hit me right as I went to bed. It was so intense, I thought something was genuinely wrong, like hospital wrong. And this feeling became my normal. Lying there in the dark, head throbbing, heart racing, and it took me years to let myself think the thought I'd avoid since the beginning, since the wave. I can't keep doing this. Not that I don't want to, I can't. My body was done negotiating. That's the moment most high performers don't talk about. The moment you realize that all the willpower, all the strategy, all the discipline, everything that got you here, it's not enough anymore. And this is the mistake I see people make all the time. And this is the mistake I made. The body isn't a project to manage. It's not a team you can motivate, and it's not a problem you can think your way out of. The body operates on biological laws, and those laws don't care about your deadlines. So let me explain what was actually happening in my body and maybe in yours. And now, as a functional nutritional therapist, I finally got to the bottom of it. So for 6 months, I was running on stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, the same chemicals that our ancestors used to run from predators, except I wasn't running from a lion. I was sitting at my desk, debugging shaders, solving technical problems, navigating office politics. But the body cannot make the difference between that and the lion. A looming deadline, your body reacts the same way chemically. A difficult meeting with the director, a surge of adrenaline. Pulling an all-nighter to meet a deadline, the same surge of cortisol as actual emergency. My nervous system was in survival mode for 6 months straight. And when your body is in survival mode, it makes very strategic decisions on resource allocations. Digesting food, not a priority. Shut it down. This is why I was bloated every afternoon. Deep sleep and repair, you can't do that when you're under attack. So no matter how long you sleep, you still feel tired in the morning. Mental clarity and executive function, that's too expensive metabolically, so the brain gives you that foggy feeling. And the headaches, those were my body's last effort to make me stop. Your body doesn't give you chronic headaches because it's broken. It gives you chronic headaches to pay attention. And it's basically telling you, if you don't stop, I'm gonna make you stop. So if you are a lawyer pulling 60-hour weeks to make partner, and you get a headache every time you open your laptop, that's not random. If you are a consultant and you spend your time on client sites and flights and you bloat after every meal, even though you've eaten healthy, that's not food sensitivity. And if you're an executive leading a company through a pivot and you wake up every night at 3 a.m., that's not anxiety. Well, it is anxiety, but anxiety is not the root cause. The root cause is metabolic dysfunction. You see, metabolism is your energy operating system of your body. This is how you turn food into energy inside your cells. And when it's functioning optimally, you get energy throughout your body and you feel great. But if it's dysregulated because of chronic stress, inflammation, irregular meals, then you don't get that steady energy and you end up with things like brain fog, bloating, fatigue. So the problem is not in your head, it's in your cells, literally. If you are like most high-performing individuals, we run on stress hormones all the time. And that causes dysregulation of this entire system. So your blood sugar spikes and then crashes, so you end up with this energy drop in the afternoon. That can also cause your insomnia. And your brain needs steady, clean energy. And when your metabolism is dysregulated, it's not getting that. And you end up feeling foggy, irritable, and you can't perform at your best. This isn't about stress management, it's about metabolic restoration. So the wave scene the day after tomorrow became iconic. People still reference it, film students study it. It was groundbreaking. And it almost destroyed me. Because I thought performance was about output. How much can I produce? How many hours can I work? How hard can I push? I didn't understand that sustainable performance is about capacity. And capacity isn't built through willpower, it's built through biology. Your body has to be able to sustain the load. It took me many projects, many stressful deadlines, many symptoms to make the decision. I started studying what actually creates energy in the human body. Not motivation, not productivity hacks, energy, real biochemical energy. I wanted to understand why I could work 12-hour days in my 20s and feel fine, but in my 30s, the same schedule destroyed me. I wanted to understand why my body, which I'd always trusted is just working, had turned against me. And what I found changed everything. Your metabolic system determines how well you sleep, how well you think, how well you perform, how well your digestion works, how rested you feel in the morning. It determines everything inside your body, but not only that, it determines actually your entire life. And when that system gets dysregulated through chronic stress, irregular meals, inflammatory foods, things what most high performers experience on a regular basis, that system gets dysregulated. And it creates a cascade of symptoms that doctors call subclinical, which means they are not enough to diagnose you or give you a treatment, but at the same time, you're not feeling well enough. You live in this gray zone, in this metabolic middle ground where you're not sick, but you're not well either. And that's the problem. And this is what most people don't realize, that your body actually wants to give you the energy. It wants you to think clearly. It wants to sleep well. It wants to digest the foods you're giving it. It's designed to do all of that and much more. But you need to give it the right conditions. Without those conditions, the body cannot function. And unfortunately, the modern world today, we have so many things that are preventing us from giving the body the things that actually it needs. But I speak from experience and from working with so many people that once you understand what your body needs and you give it that, then the headaches stop, the energy returns, the sleep goes back to being restorative and you feel amazing in the morning, you start to think clearly, your mood stabilizes, you come back online. And that's not because you're managing your stress better, it's because your body is starting to function the way it's meant to. I think about that wave a lot, how much of myself I poured into it, how much it costed me. And I think about all the high performers out there in every industry, pouring themselves into their work the same way. The lawyers, the consultants, the entrepreneurs, the executives, the doctors, the engineers. All brilliant, all committed, all changing the world, all running themselves into the ground, thinking this is just what it takes. It's not what it takes. There is another way, a way where you don't have to choose between your ambition and your body, a way where performance and health aren't in opposition. We got this so wrong. The way to actually have more capacity, more energy, more clarity, more resilience is your biology working with you instead of against you. But you have to be willing to look at the system, not just manage the symptoms, not just push through. Actually look at what's happening in your body and why. I created that wave. It was extraordinary. But the thing I'm most proud of now, it's not the technical achievement, it's that this project and many more after pushed me to learn how to create sustainable capacity. So I could keep doing work I love without destroying myself in the process. And that's the work I do now. I help high-performing people achieve that sustainable capacity. So if this story sounds familiar, if you're sitting there with the headaches, the bloating, the fatigue, I want to tell you that this is not random. There is a biological reason behind it, and there is a biological path out of it. I have developed a process that helps people restore their metabolic system, these imbalances created inside your body, so you can feel great, you can have optimal energy, be at the top of your game, and enjoy your life in the process. And if you're wondering what's happening inside your body, I have created a free performance advantage assessment, which is basically some of the same questions I ask my private clients. So take just 5 minutes, answer the questions and learn actually what's happening inside your body, and most importantly, what to focus on first, because clarity is the first step. You can find the link in the description below. You don't have to keep pushing through. Honestly, I wish I had somebody like me back in the day to show me how to support my body so I can keep operating on the high level.